Hi everyone, I wanted to post a video because when I was looking at getting a palate expander and my braces, I scoured YouTube. I looked everywhere to find more information, and I figured that you guys are probably doing the same, and so I wanted to share some of what I've learned in the past week of having braces and palate expander. So I got both put on at the same time, both the top and the bottom, and the palate expander. Almost bit my tongue. And I know that's not always the case. I don't really know all the reasoning behind why some people get it earlier than their braces, why some people get it later. It kind of makes sense to get it before your braces because then it will expand. You might get a gap and whatever. But also in my mind, I'm like, well, it kind of makes sense to put the braces on at the same time because then maybe you'll have less of a gap, but it'll still expand. I don't know. So I don't have answers to that, but I do know that it varies. So ask your orthodontist, what your order is going to be. But for me, I got all of it at the same time, which was a little bit scary. Thinking that I was going to go from having nothing to having everything in my mouth. I was a little overwhelmed by that. But I did. I'm 30. 30 is a hard word for me to say, but I am 30, so I am definitely like an elderly patient. I don't know, would that be the word? Advanced age, whatever. I'm not the typical age of, the youth who gets braces. So I did have to wear my spacer rubber band things for like 3 weeks, which honestly for me, they were fine. They were annoying. The first night I had them, one of them tried to literally get sucked up into my gum, and it was terrifying, and I had to go back to the orthodontist like the next day and be like, get it out of my gums. But then after that, they stayed put. Did not move for 3 weeks. So it's kind of crazy. I know some people have them like fall out and like they eat one, they lose one, it breaks, whatever. Nothing ever happened. Mine were always fine. And I will tell you, I was chewing on those things. Like, because I could feel one of them on this side. I could feel it all the time. And so my tooth just couldn't stop playing with it all day long. But anyway, so I had that for 3 weeks. And then I went in and got everything put on. Which honestly, it was okay. I thought the palate expander was going to feel worse in my mouth. It doesn't really feel that bad. It's not cut my tongue up. I know I've seen a lot of pictures of people who have like impressions on their tongue from the palate expander. I don't feel like I have that. I've never seen it. As I'm expanding it, I don't know. There's the part they actually turn in the middle that has a little hole, and then there's the two pieces on the outside that get wider, and those pieces create a bigger and bigger gap in the middle around the hole. I don't know if you can tell what I'm talking about, but the line in the middle, like the crack between the two, that sometimes irritates my tongue just because there's like almost corners on all of the pieces, but it's minimal. It doesn't really bother me that much. It's not digging into my gums. I was really worried when I got the metal bands fitted. That probably hurt more than anything else has so far because they like definitely kind of jammed it up there. It felt like I was like, these things are in my gums. Like, this is not gonna be good. But really it's been fine ever since I actually like put the expander on. Been fine, not a problem. And the expander, it's definitely like uncomfortable when you turn it, but it's not terrible. Like usually I get this kind of, I'm gonna call it shooting pain, but it kind of goes, it's both sides of my face, but it kind of goes like sometimes into my nose area, like up into my forehead. Sometimes it goes up here too, but it's really mostly usually like the temple area for whatever reason, and this right here, that's uncomfortable. And usually it just lasts like the worst of the pain, probably only like 10-30 seconds max, like not bad. And it's not terrible. The first time I did it, it kind of almost made me feel dizzy. Like I kind of just stood there for a second. I was like, am I good? I don't know. And still, I get a little worried that I'm going to feel that way again. So like I've been doing it with my husband, having him like hold on to me. Just like nothing crazy, but just like being near me, to make sure if I do feel dizzy or something, that he'll be there. I've been able to turn it myself, literally not a problem. I kind of was prepared to have my husband do it, but I was like, I want to try. It's literally not been a problem. Every day I will stick it in and push the little key all the way to the back, pull it out, and then I make sure that it's in far enough that I can stick the key in again the next day. And there was only one time that I didn't quite turn it far enough, and I did manage to just like kind of guess where the keyhole was, and I put it back in there and finished the turn, and then that was it. So it's been fine. I haven't had to have him do it one time. I've done it every single time, and I really can't I can't complain about that. That's been fine. It was just, like I said, the initial like dizzying pain, but it was really mild and was very short-lived. I will say that I do take some like extra strength, I think it's Advil, I don't know, extra strength pain reliever about 30 minutes before, just because I don't want to hurt. So I just take it more kind of preemptively. And I mean, for me, I'm doing one turn every day for 3 weeks, and I'm like, whatever, one pill every day is not going to kill me. I'm actually a night shift person, so you know, I take a lot of sleeping pills anyway to sleep throughout the day, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, so that's what I've been doing. Like 30 minutes before, I'll take my whatever pain pill, just to make sure it doesn't hurt too bad. But honestly, I feel like I could probably get away without it, but I'm just going to keep doing it now because that's what I've been doing, so, and it's working out for me. But yeah, so I take that, I do the turn, and then I'm good to go. I don't know yet. So like I said, I'm doing one turn a day for 3 weeks, and then I'm going back to the orthodontist to see if it's working. So my orthodontist told me as an adult patient that it's like a 50% chance of working. And I did not do like, I don't know what they're called, like the Serpe or Marpe, like there's 2 different ones. I didn't do any of them. I didn't have surgery. I didn't have like, it wasn't surgically assisted, whatever. I just did the regular palate expander. Nothing special, like the same one kids would get. And I don't know what the conversation will be if it doesn't work. I don't know if he'll want to be like, okay, next step is to do the surgery, or if I want to. I know initially he'd asked me if I wanted to do surgery because my jaw is technically a little too far backwards. I think it's called class 2 malocclusion. So I got a pretty big gap. And so really to fully correct it, he said I would need to have my jaw moved forward, and that does require surgery, being an adult patient again. So he asked if I wanted to do that, and I had told him that I really didn't want to do surgery, and even if it wasn't like a perfect bite, even if I still had a little bit of an overjet, like that would be okay with me. So basically, I don't know if he will even bring up surgery if this doesn't work, or if we're just going to live with what I've got. I know that he did talk about if this doesn't work, we would potentially take out a couple teeth, like one on each side at the top, and that would be the way to bring the teeth backwards. But I'm really hoping that this is all I need, and I don't need to remove any teeth, because I like my teeth. They're working. They're perfectly fine. I don't want to lose any, so we'll see. But yeah, so I'll go back in 3 weeks and see what we see, I guess. Although it would be kind of nice, a little nice if it fails, because then I can take this out and I'll be done with it. But long run, like, it would be better if it just works, right? So, and it's really not been terrible. Eating is a challenge, but you just kind of get to the point where you don't care. So the first day, I don't know if it's the first day or the second day, but within the first 24 hours, I tried to eat a banana, thinking this is soft foods. This will be great. And it took me 8 minutes to eat a banana. 8 minutes to eat a banana. It felt ridiculous. Because every single bite, not only was it going between like all my brackets on my braces, it also would just go sit straight at the top of my mouth. And it's just such a weird feeling that you're consumed with getting it out immediately. Like, before you can take your next bite, you need to get it out. You need to get it out. And then you get to a point, you're just going to wait till you're done eating to worry about it, because the new bite you take will push out some of the old bite. Like, you just kind of stop caring. So anyway, that's been my experience. Took a little while. I did mostly eat soups and smoothies and soft foods for the first like 2 to 3 days. But then I was like, I'm really tired of eating these kind of foods, and I really feel like I need more nourishment. So I was like always hungry. So then I started eating just more and more of my like normal foods. I even advanced to spaghetti, which was a little scary because I've heard a lot of people talk about getting noodles at the top of their palate expander and it like dangling in their throat. And I was like, ugh. I just chopped it up real small and just ate it. And it made a mess in my mouth, but I didn't care. I just ate it, fixed it afterwards. So I think you just have to do the best you can do every day and just, go from there, because it's not going to be perfect. You're not going to eat like you used to, but you're going to figure it out. I will say too, swallowing was weird. Still is probably, but sorry, I feel like I have an eyelash in my eye. But the first day, I think the worst part was that I had a ridiculous amount of spit. Like, I could literally just stand over the sink and just go, which also, spitting felt weird. Like that, the motion that my mouth used to make was not the same. So I don't know, that whole day I was just like, I can swallow. Like I didn't have an immediate fear of swallowing like that. It was fine. I knew it was hard, and I knew that it was different, but it didn't scare me, so to speak. But it was just that there was so much spit. I'm guessing it's because my mouth was trying to get whatever out, and then overnight it realized, well, this isn't going anywhere. So the spit toned down a lot by the next morning even. And I am in some Facebook groups for braces, and I asked somebody like that night, or I sent out a message that night, and I was like, is my mouth gonna always be this spitty? Because it was a river. It was disgusting. And people were telling me that theirs slowed down within a week, and I was like, okay, a week, all right. But literally it was like 18 hours. Like by the time I woke up the next morning, I was fine. So take that for what you will. I guess everybody's got a little different experience, but for me it was like really quick and the spit slowed down. One other different thing that I didn't expect was my palate expander. Sometimes at the back of my mouth, between my palate expander and my tongue, the spit will make like a bubble, which I don't feel. But when I go to talk, I sound like I'm talking in a bubble. Like my whole voice is in a bubble. And it really drives me nuts. And I'm already naturally more of a mumbler kind of a person. So to then be trying to enunciate more, trying to project more, and then I'm talking in a freaking bubble, it drives me up the wall. And other people don't always realize that that's what happened. And I usually hear it in my head first, but then it annoys me. So I'm like, bubble. And then I have to like pop it with my tongue. It's weird, but it's okay. Just annoying and unexpected. So heads up, you might have a spit bubble frequently. I don't know. But let's see, what else? I feel like those are the big things. Definitely the soft foods. Like I feel like everybody talks about. Definitely the water pick. It's kind of satisfying, even though it's disgusting, but it's really satisfying to like see all the food come out. And I probably, like I'm supposed to have braces and stuff for, well, they say my palate expander will be in for a year, because even after we stop turning, you have to keep it in to basically set the position so your mouth just doesn't go right back to where it was. So that for a year, and then the braces for 2.5 years. And I don't know, I'm hoping, I've read a lot that like if you clean your teeth really well, like it helps the movement and maybe you can get it off sooner. And I don't know how true that is. I'm like, okay, I'm hoping to get out early with good behavior, because I don't really want this for 2.5 years. Like, I'm sure once the palate expander comes out, it'll be a lot easier, and the rest of the time will probably not be as big of a deal. public trainer is really annoying, even though like I'm pretty used to it, but it's still not fun, you know? And I still know that I talk really weird, but I'm only a week in. Everybody says it takes like 2 or 3 weeks to get used to it. It is what it is. So hopefully I won't sound like this the whole year. Words like 30, when I say how old I am, I'm like 30. That's never going to sound normal in my head, but anyway, so it is what it is, and just do the best you can. But yeah, I think that's all I have. Hopefully this could kind of help you and reassure you that it's not that bad. Yeah, I don't know. I'll try to put an update out after my next orthodontist appointment and let you guys know if it actually was effective, what my next steps will be if it's not. But right now I'm banking on it being effective because I don't want to lose any teeth. I mean, I know it's not the end of the world if I do, but I don't want to. So fingers crossed that this is effective and does the job. Yeah. Also, it's been a week, like I said, and I've been taking pictures like a crazy person, trying to figure out if my mouth shape's any different, if my teeth have moved. I can't see anything. And at some point, I gotta stop taking pictures every day. So I'm gonna try and just give it a little break, at least until my 3-week appointment. See what he says. Maybe then I'll try and see some differences in my teeth too. But I am also about to travel. I live out in Oregon and my family is back in Arkansas, so I'm about to travel back there next week, and nobody knows yet that I have braces, so it's gonna be interesting. Like, I didn't tell anybody. My friends know that I talked to, but like my in-laws and stuff like that, I haven't told any of them, so it's gonna be a surprise. But anyway, so it'll be interesting to see. I've really not eaten out with people since I got these like a week ago. I've just been hermiting. So it'll be interesting because a big thing we do with my family is to go out to eat frequently. So it'll be interesting to have to navigate that because I know it's going to be everywhere in my mouth, and I'm going to have to just sit there and deal with it until I can get home and clean my mouth out. Not looking forward to that, but it'll be okay. So anyway, I'll try to keep you guys updated. Let me know if you have any questions I can answer for you. I'll try to get back as soon as possible. This is a real-time thing right now. You know, I watched people's videos from like years ago, and it's still helpful to me. So I hope I can help somebody in the present, but maybe also in the future. So anyway, all right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.